What's up, y'all? This is actually called The Origin of the Women's Right Movement. I'm actually looking down because I've written notes pertaining to that video. This information is literally in my 5th historical illustrated book. The origin of the women's right movement traced to Western civilization, where women was viewed inferior in comparison to men, who has no authority and rights in their own culture society, referring to the Greeks and Roman civilizations. Such practices and customs was brought to America, which birthed feminism. In the mid-1800s, the first wave was women's suffrage. SUFFRAGE. It was to give women the right to vote. Then 100 years later, the second wave was the women's right movement. Came in the 1960s for women to have equal pay, right to vote, etc. So the feminism movement, I'm talking about like pretty much how it originally started, not literally today, literally in the present, but the original feminism literally branched it or pretty much spawned it, those two movements pertaining to how these women was actually being treated in the United States. The women, especially in the Western civilization, this is how they was viewing and treating their women. They was viewing them inferior to them. They had no dictatorship, no authority. They was pretty much like someone that you should need to take care of. Like they was viewing them like a child or so. Pertaining to the Greeks and Roman civilization when they brought it here to America, these are the customs and practice pretty much where they trace to. When we literally hear women today in the present talking about they've been treated illy by men and etc., like, no, the white men did these systems upon you. Now, when you look at ancient civilizations pertaining to like Native Americans and Africans, they did have like multiple side pieces, side chicks, you know what I mean? But they had the main woman that they know that she's the face of this empire or face of this civilization, etc., right? So king, queen, and he had a whole bunch of side pieces, or you know what I mean? And only the rich can literally can afford like multiple wives, etc., because they can literally can afford them, and with their resources they can not just provide for them, but they also can protect them if they get injured, etc. So literally aside from that, and that includes like Native Americans, including African, that's pretty much how it's been viewed. But when you look at Western civilization, they was just viewing their women very, very illy. Now, there's an act called Equal Pay Act in 1963. So if the female, and also going to get into this, females is still getting paid less than men, and all these laws is actually in place by white men. So, and they still haven't fixed it since, and that's what made the women's suffrage. And then 100 years later, then they became the women's right movement. And then, they had other things they want literally added into the actual movement that they want to change within the actual society in America. But also, women's actually getting paid lesser than men, even though they are working in the same workforce. It's not like a general term, but it still literally actually do happen. You can do research on the statistics. I'm looking at my notes and references on this actual topic. And I actually interacted with librarians based on this topic as well, including teachers. But yeah, they are actually still getting paid less than men. So seriously, my man is, he get paid $8 per hour. She may get paid like $7.60, $7.50 or something like that. So it's still less, but it shouldn't be. And this act here speaks about if she actually finds out that she's getting paid less, she can literally sue. Now, depending on the state or country, they be dragging their feet pertaining to how they actually want to approach or if not solve that case. But literally, aside from that, this is where all this literally originated, prickly traced to. It's traced to Western customs, this is pretty much how they viewed their women and how they was treating them. So that's the whole origin of the women's right movement. Feminism today in the present is different than how it originally started. And that's personally what I'm going to say. When you cop the book, which is my 5th historical illustrated book, I already completed it. This book is already finished.